This is an explicit podcast where we try to keep the conversations as raw and authentic as possible with no intentions of hurting anyone. So if you're very woke, religious, or sensitive, we highly recommend you do not tune in. Guys, we have Sherson Lian in the house today.
Hello.
TV personality, celebrity chef.
Or just Sherson is fine.
Definitely celebrity chef because I went and checked out, right? You've been Lima Rasa has
Lima
been
Rencah, Lima Rasa.
Lima Rencah, Lima
Don't go
Rasa.
changing my shows over.
I'm sorry. Okay, I messed up. Yeah.
True.
But anyways, it's been running for 22 seasons.
Yeah. 13 years, bro. Since 2010.
Let's do like 2 seasons a year, something like that. Oh.
It varies from year to year. Like some years when we first started, the show was huge hit. It went on from signing 1 season, 2 seasons, sometimes 3 seasons a year.
Yeah.
And then gradually as it sort of, found its plateau, then it was 1 season, some years 2 season, 1 season, 2 season, like that.
I read online it's the longest running TV Tiga series. Is that true?
Well, we'd like to think so. Because you see, the thing is this. You've got other celebrity chefs, right?
Yeah.
And like, for example, Chef One. He's legendary.
Yes, of course.
And we all respect him. But, and he's been in the food TV show business, celebrity chef for many, many years.
Yeah.
You know? But then it's always more or less different programs. You know, so this, I think Lima Rencah, Lima Rasa is possibly I don't want to put a chop there and say 100%.
It's okay, Google clarified already.
Google clarified already, huh?
Yeah.
So, 13 years of a cooking show. I don't think there's been any other cooking show that's lasted that long.
I don't think there is. Let's just like rewind all the way back. So, how did you get started in like the showbiz industry? Were you always someone that's interested in cooking?
Cooking, yes. Ever since I left school.
High school.
Finished high school and I was like, we've just spent how many years? From
12 years?
8 to, yeah.
7 to
7 to 17. 10 years.
10 years, 10 years, okay.
10 years,
Yeah.
doing homework, listening to the teacher, and
Yeah.
I wasn't interested to go and spend a few more years in college.
Did you study locally?
Yeah.
Okay.
I ghetto boy, bro. I studied my primary was in Cheras,
Yes.
and then my secondary was in Kajang.
Okay, so you did not grow up, because obviously you're mixed Caucasian, you did not grow up in overseas.
No, man. I was born here. I was raised here. We don't have a trace to my Caucasian roots.
Okay, but your mom is Asian. Your dad is.
My dad is the half and half.
Oh, okay. So you're not half. You're
I'm quarter. That's the math.
quarter British.
That's what we think. Like, really, we don't know one. Because
Really?
how to know? My dad was the youngest of 4 siblings.
Yeah.
But yet he's the only one that looked different.
Okay.
And conversations like this don't exactly happen casually over the dinner table back in the day. You know what I mean?
Even right now also, he doesn't.
I mean, then by the time he actually came to age to ask questions, it was still in an era where it's taboo, right?
Yeah.
So he went out looking on his own, apparently, and he sort of gathered some information and found out that his real father, biological father, worked in a refinery in Malacca. So he went to search one day, trying to find who his real father is. Couldn't find. Somebody bumped into him and said, "Hey, you're Baker's son."
Okay.
That's about as close as my dad had ever gotten to discovering who his real biological father
So
is.
did he meet Baker?
No.
No. Okay.
No. By the time he did ask who's Baker, where, and blah, 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 it had shipped out long time ago already.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's how much we know, or how much I know about my British
Your ancestry.
Ancestry.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so you're in high school, finish high school.
Finished high school.
Yeah.
During high school, my mom started this.
Were you a good
cafe
kid?
thing.
Good student?
No, man.
Bad.
Like,
Please share the detail. Yeah.
my mom used to say when I was in primary school, if you don't do good in your grades and you don't do your homework, I take a chili padi and rub your asshole.
Oh,
like
asshole.
legit, bro.
Oh, your mom's hardcore.
My mom's hardcore, bro. My mom's hardcore. My mom's a hardcore woman. She will go morning, do her work and all that, start at the cafe, come back, make sure we sit through our homework. And yeah, man, make threats, bro.
So ever since you were little, your mom's been in F&B.
I think ever since I was maybe 9, 10.
You went to a government school?
Government school. Well, when I first came back from Africa, okay, my dad worked in Africa for 4 years, from the time I was 4 to 8 years old.
Okay.
So we came back, and then my dad, that time got a little bit of money lah, work in Africa and US dollar, all that. So send me to Sang Surya.
San Surya?
That time it was Sang Surya was the private school. I think now it's Sri Surya or something like that lah.
Not true.
Yeah, but anyway, so I think I was there for 1 year, and somehow I didn't like the conditions, atmosphere and all that. Then he moved me to a government school. So yeah, but government school all the way, bro.
Yeah, no wonder you can speak pretty good BM as well.
Yes, Malay. Also cow a lot of Malay girls, bro.
Hey, okay, I'm sure you've heard this saying, right? Malay girls are the horniest.
Well, they're
you
the
vouch
more
for that?
passionate people. They're the more passionate race.
That's a very nice way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's also a matter of statistics lah for me, because like when I grew up in Kajang, going to school in Saas, Sekolah Sultan Abdul
Samad.
Aziz Shah.
Oh no, not SAS. That's SAS.
No, SAAS.
Yeah.
You can count like the amount of Chinese students in class. You're talking about 2 hands full, 10, 15 Chinese at max.
Oh, that's like a quarter of your class, or at least, or half.
I'm talking about the whole
form. You mean?
Yeah. So it's like your options, not much lah, bro.
Sure.
Then here's the thing. I mean, back in the day lah, where
I can actually relate
get
because
cancelled for this.
it's okay. They probably wouldn't pick it up unless I make a reel about this.
Please
then,
don't.
Yeah, I won't.
Don't take it out of context.
One of the guests, right, made a reel about he was giving his personal opinion about going to Indian temples, saying that he doesn't go to Indian temples because people there, it's kind of like what do you call it, like a social show. You going there to flex your chains or what. So his opinion is, I guess, is biased to his own thoughts.
Correct.
Yeah, so it offended a lot of people, right? But the only reason that there's a backlash is because I put it in a reel. If not, right, the podcast, not many people is gonna listen to such long format.
Formats.
Yeah. So, I was saying, right, when I was in primary, actually, so I did primary in Taman Tun, right? My form as well, there was actually only 4 Chinese.
Oh.
Yeah, in my whole form. So, and funny enough, my best friends were Indian and Malay.
Malays.
Yes, and one Chinese boy, but in kind of didn't see eye to eye after a while.
Right.
Yeah. So, you're saying in high school you're a very naughty kid.
Well, I mean, not say naughty lah. I wasn't naughty like, ponteng class, flatten teachers'
didn't ponteng
tires
class,
and all that. No, I mean...
Oh, that's considered good already.
Yeah, it's just... School was a place to go and have fun. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, why ponteng was, I enjoyed going to school because friends are there, girlfriends are there.
Yeah. The best. So it seems like you have a lot of experience with girls from early on.
Oh my god.
For me, so when I was Form 1, I remember my buddy, who I've just met maybe a week, and then he came over to my place and we were hanging out playing badminton, and he started to tease me, saying like, "Oh, you like this particular girl in our class?" And I'm like, "No, I've never mentioned that. I've never said it. Why would you accuse me of that?" And of course, I started blushing because there was not many pretty girls in my class, right? So he went to school the next day and started telling everyone.
All right.
Because of that, I was so afraid and I didn't know how to deal with like the teasing and all. I didn't speak to girls until the end of Form 5. Just because of that, someone was teasing me and kind of traumatized.
By well, I think for me, I didn't actually start dating also until I was in Form 4.
That's considered late also.
I mean late, because the earlier on years, you don't know what to do, bro. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. You've just been hanging out with guys all the time. How do you suddenly communicate with a girl? You're clueless.
But you were attracted to them. You just didn't know how to approach
I didn't know how to approach. Like, I remember, I made a fool out of myself when I was in, I think, Standard 6. There was this girl Serani girl that I remember liking quite a lot. And I would write her letters.
Standard 6?
Yeah. Okay. But it's like intense style letters, if I recall. And
long ones, right?
Long ones and like, too much listening to more fats and shit like that. And, many years later, I met her, this is way past school. I was like, hey, you never replied any of my letters. I said jokingly lah. Then she looked at me and like, dude, do you know what you even wrote in your letters? How the hell am I supposed to reply you? So that was my experience as far as I can remember dealing with girls lah. Because you just don't know, right?
Was she a pretty girl?
Well, she was pretty in my opinion back then when I was.
So you freaked her out?
12 years old. I definitely freaked her out. Definitely freaked her out. And then there was no dating, no nothing until I think I was Form 4. Even Form 4, I remember the girl I dated, so-called dated. Only had the guts to speak to her over the phone, bro. Like, Pot in Wachok #1. But go to school, don't dare to
it's normal.
To hold her hand, don't dare to do this, don't dare to do that. Until she just went off with someone else lah.
That's going to happen. You kind of realize once you know a thing or two about girls that the nice guys finish last. So is that true?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not true across the board lah. You cannot take it out of context and just apply it over. But for me, in my case, in that particular instant, it's not about nice guys finish last. I just didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And she probably felt like, okay, I've agreed to call you my boyfriend. Right?
No,
but then you ain't doing anything about it, right?
No, I know.
So what you can't blame her for anything.
You can't. Yeah.
We're still trying to figure out navigating through this so-called puppy love. But that did something for me though. That did something for me.
It taught you.
It taught me, because when I found out, I was distraught, I was broken, I was sad, broken-hearted.
There's some masuk angin very badly. Sorry.
It's okay, I had lunch.
Yeah.
And I think something snapped in me. Like, in a way where, you know what? Fuck it. If we're going to play, let's play.
Sure. Wait, you mean after that girl?
After that girl.
Yeah.
So I started going off.
Going off, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I started going off.
Smelling the roses.
Tasting
the ice creams.
Like, going full swing onto, like,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's like full on mode. But you remember some of the most embarrassing moments when you're trying to impress a girl?
Tell me.
Over the phone in the middle of the night. And then you have a house where your house phone's like connected all across. And then there's one phone in your parents' room. Yeah. And then because they know you have this habit, so here you are trying to say, tak adalah sayang. Hey, what time already? Don't want to go to bed?
Your parents actually do that?
Oh my god, it's the worst thing ever, wey.
Wow, your parents really no mercy, man.
No mercy, bro.
Okay. So
no mercy, man.
Next day went to school and
I had to like, and then it resorted to that not wanting that to happen because they suddenly start picking up phone numbers which the bill is quite high on.
Yeah.
And then we had to resort to going to the public payphone.
Oh, okay. Oh shit, that's harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you save coins, put your coins in. Then I can't remember lah, but there was some buttons you have to press to. I don't know if it's in your head or it actually works where you press the hash and the star button while you're talking. Then the minute lasts longer. Some shit like that lah.
Yeah, no, I've heard that as well. You've never heard that.
Yeah, but it's just stuff that we.
I had back to when you were talking about you had a girlfriend that you weren't really taking the lead or doing much, and then she left with another guy. So I had a similar experience, right? She was my so-called third girlfriend, right? Dated her for 2-3 weeks, and then I went to Melbourne. So I spent 8 years in Melbourne, right after high school, and came back in 2020. So dated her. I dated her for maybe went out like 5-6 sometimes, and then went over to Melbourne. But the whole time that I was dating her, right, I never hold her hand. I did not even dare to hold her hand. And then I came back in June, or no, I came back maybe mid-year, right, and met her again. So I dared to
ship
hold.
had sailed lah.
No, I dared to hold her hand, but I didn't do anything else other than that, right? So she kind of left with another guy as well, and I did something so dumb, which is I kept on talking to her because I thought that, oh, even though things didn't work out between us, I still appreciate you
As a friend.
as a friend, and I want to have you in my life. So I kept talking to her, and then she would start to tell me about this new guy that she's heads over heels for. And I would get so frustrated at her, you know. But it's so stupid because why am I even talking to her? And what do I expect her to do? Growing pains, I guess.
Growing pains, definitely. And it's stuff that I don't think we can avoid also lah.
Yeah, some people pick it up earlier though, right?
Yeah.
There's those people that when you're 12 years old, or maybe even in primary school, they've always been chasing girls.
Certain swag to them already, is it?
Yes.
Well, that wasn't me lah. Or you apparently.
No, not me at all, man. For some reason, I actually got teased a lot in primary school. So that definitely helped not helped. It definitely kind of destroyed my
Self-confidence.
Yeah, self-esteem with girls.
I think quite similar to me also, because that was the time I was suffering from heavy acne issues.
Yeah.
As you can see, the battle scars on my face now.
Yeah.
So
Hard fought.
Yeah, and I was constantly wearing dorky glasses.
Oh.
Yeah, correct. It's like
Wait, in primary school?
yeah.
Okay. No.
Primary all the way to secondary, I was in dorky glasses until Form 4. I started wearing contacts.
I started wearing contacts when I was 12. So how did you deal with the acne problem?
How to deal?
How did you go about it?
Just suck it up and go through life.
You went to see a dermatologist?
Not really. I mean, we tried a couple of times. My parents know I don't have the habit of applying whatever they buy me. And then I couldn't keep my hands from touching it. And some of the weirdest things people have ever told me. This mamak guy, you always have your favorite spot you hang out with. You ride a bicycle and hang out at this one spot with your friends and all that, right? So for us was this cendol guy lah.
Yeah.
So we ride a bicycle. Oh, your muka ni macam, you kasih taruh itu lada putih sama itu cucumber, you taruh sana. I'm like, dude, that sounds like it's going to flare up my face just by listening to you.
So he said just put cucumber.
Yeah, put cucumber, put some white pepper, pound.
Yeah, he's an expert.
I'm like, no way am I listening to you, Jose. You just make my chendol. Yeah, but there's no way. Yeah, I didn't.
Did you play sports?
I did a bit. For some reason, we always felt like the minority in school. So like I signed up for like badminton when I was in primary school. Then I did softball when I was in secondary school.
Yep.
I wasn't really a track and field guy.
Football?
But then
No?
football, no. Myself kaki bangku to the max, bro. Basketball wasn't really much of a thing in my school because SARS was a track and field school.
Oh, okay. So they're actually pretty good.
The track and field pretty good, but I just wasn't interested in track and field. So softball was it? Softball, but then also, I think there was some sort of favoritism. So we didn't get the cut, and
I enjoyed sports a lot. Played badminton, futsal, right? Probably more futsal, but for me it was more of just the camaraderie, laughs. You know,
correct.
I couldn't every game that I played, right, I would be the one making jokes nonstop. You
Right.
know, yeah, all the time. So you will notice that the person that is, I guess like myself, right, not taking it too seriously, you're not gonna be the ones on the school team, or yeah, that's me.
Correct. More, I think for me, what was the catalyst for that was internet cafes, bro.
Wait, your time it was internet cafes?
Yeah, man.
But it was my time as well.
How
I'm
old
29.
You're 29.
94.
I'm 85, bro.
Oh, okay, it's not that far apart.
Not that far apart.
Okay.
Bro.
So,
it was
wait.
back in the day where internet cafe was the thing, bro.
Right after I think after my generation, it kind of just died already.
Died already, bro, because everybody was having their own
Own
stuff
computer
at home. Yeah,
right?
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So for us, it was
CS.
Counter-Strike.
Dota.
I wasn't into the whole Dota thing.
Yeah.
For me, it was a first person shooter. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of Counter-Strike. I remember,
Ponting school and go CC.
we didn't Ponting school, but it was more going out at night. So we'll pretend as though we're sleeping, pack the bed with pillow and bolsters underneath.
Okay.
Then push the motorcycle sort of away from the house, ride it and go out, and then come back like, whatever time later.
Did you get caught?
Yeah. You always get caught lah.
Yeah. You think your parents dumb, right?
That's why we think our parents dumb. Actually, we the dumb shit.
Yeah. For me was, let's say if a sports day, right? I'll skip sports day, just go to CC, or maybe we reach school and then there was one time, this was so stupid, man. There was one time, so we would reach school with our parents. So our parents would drop us at the bus standby, right?
Yeah.
Before you enter school. Actually, I just went to I went to BU4. You know where Wanatama is? Right, in front. That school right in front.
I see.
So that was my school, right? It was so easy to just ponting and go to lepak.
Yeah, you guys. Like, I'm always very envious with the guys who grew up, like, going to, like...
Malls.
No, schools that are more in the urban setting.
Yeah.
Like,
just Geras, right?
mine is Cheras, but Taman QPEX.
Don't
And
know.
then Kajang, bro. Exactly. So you meet guys that are coming up from, VI... this sense of loyalty to the school, to the badge. I've always wondered what it's like.
What is it?
What
like?
was it like for you? Like growing up in a cool school,
Is it a cool school?
Is it
It's
not? I mean, compared to Kajang.
I guess it's a bit more privileged area. Yeah. Okay, for me, I was pretty much good kid from 1, 2, 3. From 4, from 5, that's when I became...
A rascal.
Yeah, I remember thinking when I was in Form 2 or Form 3, like, wow, these seniors are, ponting class all the time, and such bad kids. Then when I hit Form 4, I wasn't in class most of the time. We wouldn't ponting school much, maybe a few times a year, but we would ponting class all the time. So always playing futsal, like go to the padang and play. Till the teachers are so sick of us. But for some reason, right, like, you could get away with it in public school, man. Like, all the time, never got suspended, I don't think most of the time. If you're in private school, it's a different story, though.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
Yeah, wouldn't... Oh, do you hear in the news they were saying, like, school students should be encouraged to clean their own toilets. So, some people are saying like, oh, isn't that like outrageous? Like, why don't you just hire better cleaners, to clean the school? What do you think? Like, is it?
Oh, I think it's dumb.
It's dumb to clean the...
I think students should clean up after themselves.
Yeah.
There's so little of attention that goes into schooling, be it your international schools or your government schools,
Yeah.
that has any weight of character building for the child. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're in international school, like you said, some parents will say, why don't you just hire better cleaners to clean this? But
Yeah.
is that then the child is going to grow up thinking he can just shit wherever he
Yeah, and
wants,
someone
right?
will
And someone
clean up
else is
for
going to
him.
clean up his shit, right? And it's, you look at private government schools where we grew up, right? You look at the food that we're made to eat.
Yeah. It was good food though.
Really?
I loved it, man.
I don't know what food did you have in school, bro.
Yeah.
In
Nasi
the,
lemak, all those.
yeah,
Nasi
nasi
lemak, fried
lemak.
rice, all is good, huh?
Okay, well, maybe from where I came from, kacang wasn't so great, lah, bro. We had nasi lemak, like, you know, our plate of nasi lemak would be filled with rice, with a cucumber that was sliced probably last night, and like 3 pieces of kacang with like 2.5 with some heads of ikan bilis, and 1/8 of an egg. You know, so it's very, well, basically what I'm trying to say is very carb loaded, like very carb, very sugar. And back in the day, okay, at least we still played out a lot, right?
What do you mean?
Played out a lot. You went sports,
Oh, you mean burning a lot of
burning a
calories
lot
all
of
the time?
your energy. Like,
Yeah.
I did a lot of cycling, and then, but now it's nothing, right?
For myself, I'm still fairly active. Yourself?
Active with taking care of kids.
Yeah, but I always see you post a lot of like workout videos.
Yeah, workout in the gym, because where we stay we have a gym. I lost 10 kilos
Recently?
MCO weight.
You mean MCO? You put on the weight, then you lost it.
Yeah.
How do you put on the weight during MCO?
See, my work schedule has never really permitted me to cook for my family. That's the irony, right?
Yeah.
You know, people would think that, wow, you're so blessed, you have a chef that lives with you, but
It's not the
it's
case.
just the schedule didn't pan out that way. No? So when MCO hit, I remembered the one thing I really enjoyed about MCO was the fact that I could spend time at home cooking for the family.
Yeah.
So I went full-fledged, bro. I went all out. Cook breakfast, lunch, dinner. And you're talking like, you know, your breakfast is like smoked salmon, truffle eggs, bagel. Your lunch is full
You're
on.
living the life, man.
Dinner full on. I mean, I was just compensating, right? For all the times that I never got to cook for my family. Yeah. And now it's all coming out. It's all coming out in fire, lah. After a few months, me and my wife just like got fat, bro. She I said, baby, I think you just cook 2 meals a day, can? So then I was doing brunch and dinner, and then she's like, I think, baby, we just do 1 meal a day, can? Because we weren't working out, we weren't doing anything. We were just sitting at home.
Yeah.
And we live in a condo. Condo is not very big. You can't.
Yeah.
It's not
There's
much.
a gym. Oh, you can't use.
You can't use the gym. The gym was
Yeah.
closed.
Yeah. You
So,
can't.
yeah, man, I went up to about 93 kilos. And now I'm about floating between 83, 85.
We're actually the same weight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. What's your height though?
I'm 179. You?
Yeah. 183.
183. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the cooking then.
Back to cooking. Wow, went quite a long way, huh?
Yeah. So oh no. Oh yeah, we were talking about the school toilets. Okay, yeah. So what I heard from my buddy is, right, he told me that because he does events, and he was doing an event in the school, so he asked some of the teachers, right, the guru discipline or what, how much they actually get funded. The government gives them funds for maintaining, right, not paying salary or what, just maintaining the school. You want to take a guess, like how much they get for maintenance?
This is private school or?
No, public schools.
Public schools.
Yeah.
I don't know. 10 grand a month?
500.
500 grand
Yeah.
a month. A year lah.
I would. That's the thing, right? Even if it's a month or a year,
It's still a lot of money. Even
no,
for
it's
a
still very little money.
500 grand.
No, 500.
500 ringgit.
Yes.
Oh, wow, shit.
Then you
Shit.
start to think like, oh, no wonder the toilets look like shit, or no wonder the schools can, public schools, like for 20 years and they probably never repaint or, you know.
Wow, $500.
Yeah.
That's
Peanuts.
wow, that's shockingly sad.
So this one is confirmed by my friend.
Wow, that's insane, way. I mean, but that's the thing, bro. You know, the it's these institutions are for the future of our country, lah, right?
Yeah, tell me about it.
And there's so little attention and investment, be it monetary or whatever that goes into it, which is very sad.
As a dad,
Very
of course,
sad.
as a father, of course, you feel that way, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a position now where I'm like,
You can
what my kids eat is important to me. Like, for example, when I was trying to look for a kindergarten for my first daughter,
yeah
it wasn't so much. Of course, the surrounding and the facility of the space has to be decent, lah,
yeah
and safe.
Hygiene.
Secondly was what they were feeding my child.
yeah
Because they're going to be there for at least, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 hours. Half a day. Lah.
yeah
So what they consume was important to me.
yeah.
Some of the daycare centers I went, dude,
What were they
even
serving?
prison food look better, lah, bro.
No
like
way.
rice, seaweed soup, and omelette.
Rice, seaweed soup. It's very basic. Super.
Yeah,
very
I
low
mean,
cost also.
It's low cost.
Yeah, very
It's
low cost.
evidently low cost, but it's, what's the other thing? It's low in nutrition.
Nutrition. Yeah.
It's onloading high carbs,
Yeah. You're lacking healthy fat or protein.
lacking all of those stuff.
Yeah. The protein is basically the cheapest protein you can find.
Yeah, correct. So it's like, no way, So that was important to me, and I think, if you ask me, our government need to start paying more attention to what our kids eat in school, because from the age of 7 to 17, that's the most crucial growth spurt
Yeah.
any individual has,
Yeah.
physically and brain.
Yep.
And what we eating in school during that time. That makes the food we consume in school is almost a good 60 to 70% of what we eat during that 10 years. You go to school, you have your recess, you eat. After school, you have lunch, you eat. Then after that, you go to your curriculum or whatever.
Yeah. Eat at school also.
You eat at school also. By the time you come home, you're eating dinner at home, which is one nutritious meal
Yep.
a day. And then you have your weekends that you eat.
So, what is a nutritious meal for you, by example?
By example.
Oh, and also, did you manage to find a suitable kindergarten where they serve decent food?
I found there was a kindergarten that served organic and vegetarian.
Organic. Wow. Okay.
I mean, it was a part of their whole philosophy of education. Yeah.
Was it by any chance a Montessori curriculum?
It's called Waldorf education.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's one of your alternatives.
You know what is like Montessori kindergartens, right? Like they follow American system. Yeah. I actually taught in childcare.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So I have a diploma in early childhood education.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So very random.
Quite random.
Very random. I'll tell you.
Sorry.
Explain why now.
Hey, can I?
I just said that just like you can vape.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Only thing is no, you can share with me.
You want, you can. There you go.
no, but yeah, I
Is it not supposed to be on camera or what? I don't know.
no, it's up to you. It doesn't matter. Yeah, do it many times. So, anyways, I was in Melbourne for 4 to 5 years, right? Graduated. So once you graduate there, then you spend the government allows you to spend 18 months working part-time, right? So that 18 months working part-time, I had to kind of figure out how to get my PR because the degree I took was business school management.
Right.
And what do people think about a management degree? It's too general, right? Let's say if you're in business school, the best options would be accounting because for the most part, most companies will always need accountants,
Yeah.
right? So accounting is a better choice. Maybe I would say finance marketing maybe a bit better, but management, I took management, which is pretty much the most horrible one that you could pick up. So it was not on the skilled demand list,
Yeah.
so I could not apply for PR.
Yeah.
So what was on the skilled demand list and was trending is childhood education.
Right.
And the appealing part was it only took a year
Oh, wow.
to
complete the...
yes. So I went I think it was about 2017 18. Yeah, after I was working during the 18 months and then my visa was going to expire. So I took this course. I had a couple of buddies also decided to take this course because the migration agent told us that it's a great idea, which it was a great idea. Show up at the course, and then I realized that my whole lecture hall is all China. And then they're from China, mainland China. So my lecturer was saying that just 2 years before, it was all white people, right? Because it's probably more common among the locals there, right?
Or everybody just thought like you lah. That
Everyone
is the fastest way to get.
Not only that, I was kind of 2 years late on the bandwagon. So by the time I completed the course, the requirements got way higher. It's not enough.
Right.
You needed extra points. So how would you get the extra points? You do a BM to English translation course, right? Somehow you get you become a certified translator. Yeah, then they give you more points. You do the English test. The one I had no problems doing the English test. The translator course, I could not do it because it was English to BM. And I haven't been speaking BM for 5-6 years,
That does affect,
You mean the time off practicing the language?
Correct. It does. When I was auditioning for Rencah
Yes, okay,
2010.
we haven't covered that yet.
Yeah, in 2010.
Long time ago. Yeah.
So I lived in KL until maybe 2007 or 2008. Thereabout lah. Then I moved back to Malacca. Right? So moved back to Malacca, and so somehow in Malacca, I did not have any Malay friends. It just naturally was the case. It wasn't that I was avoiding or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
So I barely spoke Malay.
Yeah.
Then suddenly when I got this call, would you like to come and audition for Rencah Rasa?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, cool, sure.
How did you get the call? Don't skip that part.
Right. So how I got the call was we run a family camp center in Alor Gajah, Melaka. So we get a lot of church camps coming through, school camps coming through.
Basically, it's an area where you guys rent it out for people that want to host
Correct.
camps.
Host camps lah.
Okay, that's interesting.
And what my job there was to cook lah. So me and my mom was cooking in the kitchen.
Wow, so only after high school or you started cooking there?
Yeah, because when I was in high school, I would help my parents in my mom's cafe during the school holidays. And right after school, I went to work full-time with my mom in the cafe. And right before moving back to Malacca, we sold that business away.
Okay.
So when we were back in Malacca, I was cooking with my mom
in the camp area.
In the campsite facility. And one day this lady came with her church, and she was the recipe consultant on board the team, the production team for Rencah Rasa.
Were you on the first season? No.
Yeah, from the first season.
Yeah, okay. So they were kind of like figuring out the show.
So why they had a recipe consultant on was the original idea for a host was supposed to be Sham from Mix FM. But now I think he's moved to Light now.
Yeah, I'm not sure also. Yeah.
But anyway, Sham, big guy, bald, deep voice.
Yeah.
Because the producer had what she wanted to do was to break the stereotype of Malaysian celebrity chef being a bit more feminine.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I mean? Back then, everyone...
because of Chef One.
I mean, it's not a Chef One, Chef Zam, Jaffa On. So the producer wanted a more masculine... nothing wrong with either. She just wanted... Because she saw that there wasn't anyone being that playing...
I thought she wanted a Chinese looking.
Or no. Sham wasn't Chinese. Sham was the definition of this macho dude, deep voice, bald, sort of like your Vin Diesel, look going on. So she wanted that. But then Sham had in contract with Astro. So then the idea got chucked out the window, so she had to cast for someone else.
Yep.
So then the recipe consultant, Sham doesn't know how to cook.
Then why did they pick him?
Simply just to put on a different type of flavor for a cooking show.
Yeah, and also he's got experience in entertainment industry, right?
Correct. So that's why they hired a recipe consultant in the team. Then when Sham was out the window, so she came for camp. She was like, hey, Sherson, there's this show, they're looking for a host. Will you be interested?
You must be you're lucky then. Like, did you have a previous experience in showbiz?
No.
Zero.
No, man, zero. I mean, I told you, I grew up in Kajang as far as you came from the show.
It's funny how
I would
things turn out.
yeah, I mean, I consider myself definitely blessed
Yeah.
to have been given this opportunity. I wasn't out looking for it. It wasn't that
Literally,
I went casting.
it found you.
Yeah, it found me in the forest in Alogaja,
Yeah.
Melaka.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So
What were your thoughts when you were approached with the offer?
I thought, yeah, great, but people say a lot of things.
Like,
People say whatever they say, whether it actually comes to pass or not is a whole different story. So I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure, pass my number along, but I didn't have much hopes in it because until it's...
you're like, why would they pick me? There's a lot of
Yeah,
other
I mean,
options.
there's a lot of other options or yeah, maybe it's just people talking So then I think a couple of weeks later, I was in KL, I was shopping for a guitar with my friend. And I got this call from Intan Suraya. She said, hey, Sherson, I got a number from Lilian Jesudison. Shout out to Auntie Lilian. Wouldn't be where I am without you.
Yeah.
So I got a call from Intan Suraya, the producer. She said, would you like to come in to audition for this role? I'm like, then it's real this thing is happening. Do I say yes or do I say no? I'm not prepared. I've never had any experience doing casting. I do not know what it's about.
It's located in
nada. I was so happened to be in Mutiara
KL.
Damansara.
Yeah.
And Sri Pentas is right there lah.
Yeah. So wait, no, when she told you about it, the audition is what, the next day or?
If you're around now, you can come in now.
Okay. So you went in straight.
So I was like, okay, can I prepare and maybe we do it tomorrow? Yeah. So I was about to drive all the way back to Melaka and prepare myself and come back the next day.
But why?
Because I was scared to shits. Why?
Oh, you came to KL for a day trip.
For a day trip just to get a guitar.
Okay.
Then, my friend was with me. He said, like, dude, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity that we never know may ever come back again, not?
Yeah.
He's why don't you just go? I'm here with you now. At least you got some moral support. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Shout out Jin Chan Lim. Thank you very much. And so I went bro. I went. And then she Intan put the script in front of me. The entire... I guess, I don't know.
Not on that day itself, or?
I really don't know if she casted anyone else. She put a script in front of me. I went through the script. I opened the thing. I wanted to faint, bro. The script was in Malay. For some reason, it didn't click in my head that I was going to be walking into
you had no idea
for a Malay show. I mean, ignorant lah. Just didn't click. You know what I mean? I didn't know what I was walking myself into.
Okay.
So she's like, okay, you prepare yourself and we'll do it. I give you some time with this script.
But you knew it's TV Tiga, so
I knew it's TV
but
Tiga.
you just didn't think
it just
properly.
didn't click. It just didn't click. It was just overwhelmed, overly excited. It's just whatever. Let's go. And I opened the script. I'm like, oh, fuck, it's in Malay. And that's the thing. I used to be good in my Malay, but because I have been living in Melaka for the past 2-3 years without any Malay friends, suddenly I'm like finding myself kick how. Da kick the tongue, It's like, why is it not coming out smoothly? I was like, after going through, you're so nervous at that point.
Yeah.
Everything you read, 3 sentences down, you forget what you first read.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm not getting anywhere with this. 10 minutes went by, 15 minutes went by. I was like, you know what? Screw it lah. I closed the script. I said, let's go. Let's do it. So the structure was I was supposed to introduce myself, introduce this dish I'm going to cook, and sort of pretend that I'm running through the dish. Pretend I'm cooking it.
Okay, so they literally gave you 20-30 minutes or more time if you wanted to practice the script on the spot. On the spot,
because they left me inside the conference room.
Okay.
With the script. So 15 minutes later, I was like, screw it lah. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be like this. There's nothing no way I can prep myself.
Yeah, you're not gonna take 2 hours.
Yeah, correct. You know what I mean? So I'm like, screw it lah. So I went, I did it. And, long story short, went home. 2 weeks later, I thought, gone deal, nobody called. I think somewhere around the 20th day, she's like, hey, Sherson, I just want to let you know.
The lady called you?
Yeah, she called me. So you got the job.
Yeah, how's your reaction?
I was jumping like a mad fool, bro, in the kitchen.
So, how do you think you did during that audition, actually, looking back?
I think looking back, I probably gave her something that...
Not as bad as it played out in your mind, is it?
Correct. She probably saw something that she saw was fresh and I guess different now.
So, also, they when they offered you the role, right, they kind of didn't expect you to be 100% fluent in Malay anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
They wanted something like that. Of course, you went to government school, or you know the words. You also do campur a bit.
Yeah, well, it was 80% in Malay.
Yeah.
But I was always very grateful for the crews lah, because they are the ones who always help me out.
The crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we're filming, like, shit, how do we say this? Then somebody will shout it out lah,
Yeah.
or if I say something to Sasol or what, and then they will correct me lah, and we'll all have a good laugh about it lah.
Okay. So, got the role, immediately went and
Immediately went on to it.
moved down to KL.
After I think second year, third year, I think probably second year, then I moved back to KL.
So previously you would, let's
I
say,
would go back and forth. Because when they shoot a season, they probably lock out a week, 10 days. So I'll come to KL, shoot that for 10 days, and then I'll go back to Malacca and work.
wow, 10 days, okay. 10 days is fast.
Yeah, because per season is 13 episodes.
Yeah, so each day it's almost...
Each day is, we do about each day 2, and then the first day is always set up, and second day is your montages, your this, your that, and then the last day is like backup and stuff like that.
It was a very different time back then, right? Like, let's say in showbiz,
Very different, bro.
no social media, zero.
No social media. A lot of it is of course you have your ratings that count, but a lot of it is also who you know, and who you're able to rub with.
Yeah.
And I'm not that kind of guy. Like, I don't know.
You're not?
I'm not. Like, I'm an introvert.
Oh, I could not tell.
Extrovert. If that's even a thing.
I think a lot of extroverts are also, they have you're selective, right, with when you want to be extroverted.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct. Like, put me in a big group of people, I'm like, okay. Like, if I'm having a conversation with you, I've got no problem with that. You know what I mean? It's weird. And so I don't know how to go and pour lampa. Don't know how to go and PR, hey, how are you, brother? Hey.
You don't know how, or you just don't feel yourself doing it?
I guess both. Because I never felt...
I would say I'm also similar. Like,
maybe I don't give a shit now.
Yeah, right. I think that's
the most honest.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth, man.
Yeah.
If I'm going up to someone and saying, "Hey, what's up? How are you all?" I better make sure it's coming from inside loud. If not, it's
correct.
It's too much of a hassle, too much energy.
Correct. Like, if I'm asking you how are you, I'm asking you how are you, lah. But
some people can do a really.
Oh yeah,
they can do a very good job.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Put it on straight the face.
And it's their beast mode. They're out there and they know everything about you. They're like, so. I just don't have the knack for that.
I'm sure you've met Chef One many times.
Yeah.
How's he in person?
Nice. I mean, I like him. I've got nothing but respect for the guy. I think, he is... The greatest success I see from my eyes, is that he's not just paved the way for the younger generation in the old era. Yeah. He's also doing it now in the new era of showbiz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's respectable, not many people can function in both. some people are overly invested here that this is completely amiss to them. So for Chef One, I think
He remained in his craft for
his craft
decades,
many years, and whether you like it or not, he can be nasty if he. I mean,
Okay.
He can be if he wants to be, but here's the thing: he's paid his dues.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And anyone in an industry, if you are the head, right, you're someone who is senior, you're gonna have moments where you are gonna be nasty to your employees, right? So, yeah, there's this saying about anyone who goes to LA, right, Los Angeles. There's two things that you'll definitely hear. You will get a parking ticket. That's one of it. The other thing is you'll hear a bad story about how Ellen DeGeneres is an asshole.
For sure, and a lot of people like to take things out of context and sort of just brand a person based on one single experience.
More so now than ever. But today's time, right, it's so much easier to become a public figure compared to back then.
Really?
I mean, just through social media, you can.
Yeah. I think the facilities is a lot. There's a lot more facilities that you can use to become a public figure. It's just, for me, I don't know. I still don't know my way around it.
That's what I was wondering. So your social media is well built, right? You don't manage it,
It's managed by the management team.
Because it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, it does take a lot of time. But what I mean is, for example, you see a lot of people get very personal with the social media. A lot of people who have high numbers and great followings, they're very personal in their social media.
Yeah.
Like, for me, that's hard. I find it hard.
Is it because you feel like, why the fuck would I want to share what's really going on with everyone who don't actually know me well?
Partially is that, but also it's more like, this is my private life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've never really been like, hey, look at me.
I'm also not that person, man.
I've never really been that person. Like, sometimes you'll be like, oh, just take a selfie lah. Just put it online.
You got so many selfies, bro.
You were so poyo.
Yeah,
what am I doing?
You feel like an asshole.
Yeah, I feel like, what am I doing? But I don't know. I feel like maybe today that's what people.
No,
I don't know.
I guess if you're thinking about it business oriented, right, you kind of have to,
Yeah, correct.
A lot of people, plenty of them, do not want to do it, but they do it. They put on a smile and then they share, go in detail, express their emotions. But a lot of them also don't even want to do it, but they know that it gets the audience
engaged, like connected to you, right?
Better understanding of you, and then that's what makes them want to follow you more, right? So how many after doing maybe first 2-3 seasons, this time did you get recognized a lot everywhere?
Yep, I do.
TV was huge, man.
TV was huge back then.
Huge.
TV was huge, but I also didn't know how to handle.
Tell me about that.
Like the time, the only social media was what? Facebook and Twitter. Twitter was huge.
Yeah.
So I
2010-11 was Facebook. Instagram barely started.
Barely.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't know how to work that whole
the platform.
Yeah, so I think I definitely did miss out a lot. But TV3 was huge in everywhere lah back then, before YouTube and all that got really big, right? Everywhere I went, some people will know me lah, predominantly the Malay people.
How do you feel about that? Like, were you shy towards it?
I get awkward.
Serious?
Yeah.
But generally, no. Is it because they stare at you, or?
It could be everything. It could be from the staring. Could be from you're having a meal and someone just barges in to say they want to take pictures. It can get quite intrusive if people are not discerning about, sensitive about how to go about it. And it's still till this day.
Oh, till this day.
Yeah. Some people come up to me and like, hey, I'm a fan of yours. I'd be like, oh, thank you. I mean, all I know how to do is be polite about it.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I don't know how to like.
I'm
So that's always been my limitation in terms of being a celebrity, quote
Yeah.
unquote. That's why I'm never really comfortable with the word people calling me a celebrity, because I don't subscribe to the celebrity
you
lifestyle.
don't embrace it fully. Completely.
Yeah, to me it's a job.
It is.
It pays the bills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I cook, I teach. That's a job to me. I don't embrace in the getting to know the fans, engaging with the fans.
Is there enough time to care
I mean,
in a day?
now not really lah.
Yeah.
Because I've got 2 toddlers in the house, and even replying comments also. It's something that I don't do as often anymore. Because
Do you know who is Amar Alfian? So there was a movie Pascal.
Pascal.
Yeah, that was pretty big. So Amar was one of the main actors in that. So I did a podcast with him here, and then we went to TTDI McDonald's. Right, I've never been out with a celebrity, so of course to me, I only found out who he was. I bumped into him in the gym. He asked me if I wanted to do like some fight scene, be an extra in a fight scene. So yeah, sure. Then I bonded with him, did the podcast. So after we did the podcast, I went to McDonald's with him, and I was so shocked because we were ordering food, and the people behind the counter, they gathered together like a bunch of meerkats, just like that, all just staring. Yeah, and then I'm like, dude, like they're all staring, and he's like, yeah, it's very normal, and he doesn't even care. Like to him, it's something very normal, and if people come talk to him more, he's very natural with it. I guess it's different.
It's different. Maybe some people are just.
Some people love it.
Oh, some people do love it. You're right.
Love it.
Absolutely. I don't necessarily do love it. Don't cancel me.
No lah, dude.
But I guess people are just different, different people do
Yeah.
it differently, and not everybody can just be one type of person that everyone expects them to be.
Hey, I saw your one of your biggest video actually. Uncle Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually know Uncle Roger from.
No, I don't. One of my managers back then was telling me, "Hey, Sherson, through this idea, said let's do this." Because Uncle Roger has been, that time I think he was reacting to the folks in UK, because the Indian lady, and then the hitting on Jamie Oliver quite a fair bit.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but no Malaysian yet, so let's do something as a Malaysian. So I said, sure, let's do it. And so we did it lah. Then we sort of called him out in the sense where, like, you've been smashing all the other people's fried rice. Why don't you make a fried rice for us to see?
So how's his fried rice?
Oh well, I mean, he's very good at what he does, right?
Yeah, very good.
Very good at what he does. So he went to learn from this chef how to make like fried rice and got training and all that. And then he released his very own fried rice video, which is quite cool, lah. It's quite cool.
I saw he did the one with Chef One. Yeah, that was good. Very entertaining. Both of them as a
correct.
They've got good chemistry.
Correct.
Yeah. Are you the type of person, right? Because food is something you're very passionate about. Good food. Are you very judgmental when you go out and eat in restaurants? Not judgmental, but like you're picky with where you eat, or.
I am picky with where I eat because I enjoy food, and good food is relative, right? Some people it's very subjective. Some people would be like, good food is a great steak. Some people, good food is
chap fan. That's me.
You know what I mean? Same. I'm a very simple guy. Like
you
know, yeah, correct. I don't wine and dine and go out much. So for me, the staples are good. Tai chow, watan ho, Hokkien Min, bak kut teh. That's me. Good food. It's that.
So you appreciate the whole process more.
Yeah.
Rather than just having to eat nice food. So why do people like to cook?
Well, I think number one, it could be for many reasons. Like my wife, to her it's therapeutic, she says. And to me it's learning new ways to cook. To me, it's I like to cook because I like to feed my family. I like to cook because it's something that I create and I want to give to my loved ones or my friends that are around me, right? So it stems from a place of generosity. Like I want to give, I want to feed you. You know what I mean? So that's why I love to cook.
I hear like, so this is what my thoughts are like. Let's say someone who likes to go to the gym, right? Let's say myself, I love going to the gym. Been going for 10 years and probably 6 to 7 times a week, right? If I don't go to the gym, I don't feel right. Something's wrong. Why I love going to the gym? When I go to the gym, for the most part, I don't like talking to people, right? I like to just do my own thing. If someone comes and talk to me, I'll be like, in my mind, I can't help but think like, it's 20 minutes gone, and I'm in my zen time. I'm in my who talks to people in the gym these days anyways? So it's kind of like therapeutic as well for me. It started off with I guess self-esteem just remember I said didn't dare talk to girls and all. Then gym became this self-esteem building thing. And then when you get comfortable with it, it becomes the zone. Therapeutic is the right way to put it. A very extreme comparison would be, did you by any chance watch Free Solo?
Free Solo, no.
So Free Solo, Alex Honnold, right? This, they call he does mountain climbing,
right.
So they call it Free Solo. So what it is you climb the mountain with zero
safety.
Wow. Okay, which is kind of fucking ridiculous. So what he explains why he enjoys it, because he has to have, if he wants to be good at it, right? He is. So he's climbed El Capitan, which is this mountain in the national park in, I forgot which state in America. He's the only one that climbed it free solo, right? He says what he enjoys about it is the fact that you have to be 100% focused in the moment and nothing else in the world matters.
Right.
It's kind of an escape.
Yeah.
So I feel like there could be a reason why a lot of people enjoy the process of cooking.
Yeah, like my wife, she says it's therapeutic. She says a moment away from the crazy of the kids.
Definitely.
Yeah. So she gets to do two things at once: be in therapy and also be able to feed the kids.
Your wife is the one that cooks the meals, definitely.
Yeah, if I were to compare, she definitely does a lot more cooking at home, which I love. I mean, I'm quite traditional that way.
How's her cooking?
Good. I mean,
did she learn a lot of it from you?
No. She has her own initiative. She goes online. You can learn everything online.
Everything.
Yeah, she finds recipes online. Then if she's not sure about certain things, she'll give me a call or she'll ask me, hey, about this, can I replace it with this or that? Then I'll help her out. But it's part of her sort of stepping into that wife role, and she really enjoys it, and it
providing for the kids.
Providing for her kids, being the mother at home that takes care of, and the wife.
Yeah. That's something you don't really understand it too well until you start to date someone for a long time, right? Then you realize that females are so different. A lot of them very different in the sense that they appreciate nurturing a lot.
Correct. Because that's, I think, essentially... Okay, here's more. I believe that they're very essential roles, both male and female, plays by nature. All right? Naturally. Man. Yes. And there is... You can argue with me about it, but it's proven, Put culture even aside. This very thing, nurture, it's universal. Right? That a woman has this instinct to nurture. Be it the home, the kids, the husband, whatever. Men, on the other hand...
We've got different...
completely different.
Yeah, we've got different motivations. Yeah.
Very different. But it when it comes together...
Let me ask you this. I'm sure you get asked this a lot. So what does it take to be a good cook?
Oh, what does it take to be a good cook?
Is it necessary to go to a cooking school?
To be a good cook, not necessary. I mean, I didn't get the chance to go to proper cooking school. But I think it's the curiosity to understand. You know, the wanting to understand what you're doing. You can take a recipe and cook it 100 times,
Yeah.
but yet not understand a single thing about it.
And still taste shit.
It may even taste good.
Yeah.
But what made it taste good? Do you understand the composition behind it? Do you understand the science behind it?
No, I don't.
Correct.
Yeah.
So what makes a good cook, I think, is you must have that curiosity to want to understand why. Why when I put this in this, it turns like that? Why when if I don't have enough of this in this, it tastes different? You know, then I think if you're curious enough and you cook enough, then every recipe, you're not just learning how to make a dish, but you're also learning the concoctions and the results. Then that's where you can start spinning off to
Get creative.
Get
and
creative,
original.
correct. You know,
Is that what you enjoy a lot? Like creating new recipes just to see whether it works?
yeah. I mean, there are a few phases to what I do. One of it is recreating what I enjoy eating. The other phase is the other part of me is enjoying creating something new, lah. You know, so it's both. I enjoy both. But yeah, it's crucial to understand if you want to be a good cook. If not, then you're
Cook to eat kind of person.
you're just mimicking recipes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that does not necessarily make you a good cook. If like I give you all the answers to all the questions,
I see.
does that make you smart? No.
No, it's someone who's able to memorize and
Correct. This is it.
recite.
Correct. But if I give you the answers and you actually go through them and do your own workings around them, and then that makes you smarter, lah. You know?
Yeah, you understand the details and step by step.
Correct.
So you've been in the restaurant business for 5 years. This is your first F&B business.
Our own, yes.
I know it's incredibly tough, right?
Mm.
So tell me about it, starting up and all. For people who don't know, Makhan. Yes, Makhan. Located in
Gasket Alley. The
that
Gasket
is in
Alley.
near Jaya.
Across from Jaya 1?
Yeah.
What
cuisine do you guys serve?
So, to answer your question, I got to go back.
Sure.
Before Makhan was Hello by Kitchen Mafia. Now, Hello was a restaurant that was in section 17, 5 minutes away from where the Gasket Alley is.
Okay, yeah.
And,
How long did you guys run that for?
we ran that for about 3.5 years before we were sort of kicked out because the landowner had sold the unit to someone else. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Makhan's actually our second.
So, I mean, if it weren't for the landlord asking you guys to move out, you would be still running that restaurant?
We would still have been. I'd like to think so.
But was it the same sort of theme?
Very different. So Hello was sort of like your neighborhood restaurant where you could have anything from a staple to something European. And then Makhan is more like your commercial type bar. You've got beers and taps. You've got like your Indian food, your pastas. So it's both are completely different. And the reason why we set up Makhan as an Indian British restaurant in the very beginning was because it was too close to Hello for it to be anywhere similar.
Yeah.
We didn't want one to be cannibalizing the other, and because Makhan would have a higher commercial value.
Why so?
Because
Or
Makhan,
just the appeal?
just the appeal, just
Oh,
the setup.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't want that to be affecting Hello, lah.
Okay.
So we set up something that's completely different. So how was it, if you ask? I think it was a journey, a lot of learning, a lot of head banging.
I hear people I hear people talk when they talk about managing a restaurant, right? It's not the part that is the toughest is often not the recipes and the cooking.
Yeah.
It's
That's
the
the easiest
management.
part.
Yeah, right.
Correct. The cooking is the easiest part.
Because that's your bread and butter.
Correct.
Yeah.
What's the tough part is,
Yeah.
you're right, the managing the people.
Just for example, what playlist to use.
Exactly. What playlist do you use when, what day, what time. Yeah, it's the managing. It's the managing. It's the managing is the being also learning how to be a businessman. Because when we started off the restaurant, we started the restaurant as chefs. We completely clueless in terms of business sense.
Well, actually, it's funny that a lot of chefs run into that.
Correct.
They run
Yeah.
into that.
So for us, we see the restaurant buzzing, people coming back, and it's good vibes. People enjoying the food, a full house, we've got queues. But then we don't see the money.
Why?
It's
Full
just
house, good,
Yeah.
good crowd. That's the hardest part, though.
It is. But like I said, knowing how to cook good food is just one part of the entire restaurant business. And oftentimes the easiest part. But managing your costs, managing your staff, managing payroll
Yeah,
is where you make your money.
yeah,
Cooking good food is what brings people there.
yep,
Making the money from the people
yeah.
is how you manage the other stuff.
Making efficient, making it translate into a
Correct.
profit.
Into profit. So for us, it took us a while before we
What were the sort of things that you had to adjust to
had to adjust.
to make business go smoother?
It was learning about numbers. It was learning because me and my business partner were both chefs. So one of the toughest things that I had to go through was to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to pick up and learn about the business side of things. For example, we used to do this, okay? We used to have an outsourced accountant, an outsourced accountant doing our numbers for us. So, but we didn't have an in-house tracking. So every time the numbers came back to us, 45 days later. Money, we know money is gone, but we know it 45 days too late.
Yeah, it was like a ignorance thing.
Correct. Pure ignorance. I mean, it's I'd like to think it's ignorance and not just stupidity. So I had to learn. So we had to learn I had to learn how to develop my own internal tracking systems where, I can see numbers that are live in place and know that in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, where our expenses are and how much we've spent versus the income that we're making. And so I had to learn all that from scratch.
Getting the crowd was never an issue, would you say?
Getting the crowd was never an issue.
But that's an issue for many restaurants, right? They all face different problems.
Yeah, I think maybe also because, the fact that I was in media.
You have a brand as well. Already.
Yeah, the Sherson
definitely helped.
Yeah, that definitely helped a bit. Like, for example, when we opened Makhan, it was just open to friends and family.
Why?
At the very beginning, because it was testing phase.
Oh yeah, got you. Like a soft launch.
Soft launch. But Eat Drink KL came by.
Sorry, Eat Drink.
Yeah, Eat Drink KL.
That's a social media page, is it?
The food blogger page. And we didn't even know how he got to know that we were opening.
Did you post it on your socials?
Not. I think we did, but at that time the social media page also just started out,
Yeah.
Because the restaurant is brand new.
Oh yeah, so 5 years ago means it's about 2018.
Yeah, correct.
You were more active about starting during that time, your socials. Okay.
Correct. So so he came. They came. They had a meal, and then next thing we know, this place was flocking.
So it's basically free promotions.
Yeah. So we're blessed with that. We did so far at both our restaurants, when we opened, we didn't have
Yeah.
to struggle with people coming in.
Yes.
Um,
It's just managing the
it's
operations.
just managing the operations and all that. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I like to think? It's like, because I was speaking to Dr. Inky, right, the dermatologist, and then he explained about opening a clinic, right? He says that once you open a clinic, you think that product is good, you've got good service, location is good and all. Then you realize, like, after opening for a few weeks, like, oh, there's days where no one is coming in. Like, where's the traction coming from? So that's the problem a lot of businesses are going to face. But you guys are very fortunate.
Yeah. I mean, our social media game was never strong. Our marketing games were never strong. Because I'm not a marketeer.
Yeah.
And like I said
You
earlier,
need someone, that one is too much time, and someone needs to do it full time.
and I'm not natural with social media.
Yeah.
So it was always hard. Social media game for our restaurant was never, it was never really optimized, put it that way. But for us, it was always about very old school way of doing F&B. Like, capturing you, serving you good food, making sure you enjoy the space, the food, and then building loyalty.
Yeah.
So it was the only way we could survive, like, the whole COVID. Because
The fact that you guys even survived, man. So
yeah, correct.
2018, 2 years, and then suddenly it was a good 1.5 years that it was hit very hard.
Correct.
Very, very hard.
Correct.
You
So
guys never closed for a bit or what?
we did close towards the very last leg of the lockdowns.
Sure.
But it was simply because we were like, cannot really. We've exhausted everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And if it didn't open in October 2021, reopen,
Yeah.
we would have called it already.
Called it.
Yeah. But it was because of our loyal customers that we were able to sustain even that long. You know what I mean?
So my next question is like, you hear this a lot now. How big is selling alcohol? How much of selling alcohol translate to majority of your profit?
There are a lot of variants for that. Let's say you are a bar that sells a lot more beer than you do liquor, then your alcohol revenue isn't doing very much for you. What you're earning from is maybe the incentives from the beer boys.
From the what?
From the beer boys. From the beer companies. Because if you sign up with a beer company, be it Heineken or Carlsberg, there are always incentives. If you hit a target of order, they'll give you a certain percentage of incentives.
Okay, not exactly from selling each beer.
Correct, because beer is so competitive, right?
Yeah.
If you're a small scale, small to medium size outlet, with 100 packs turnover, you're not selling a lot of beers.
Yep.
And if you're not selling a lot of beers, your incentives aren't crazy high.
Yeah.
Then your cost of per beer can be anywhere from 8 plus 9 ringgit.
Yeah.
And beers are selling at $10.
Yep.
So there's no margin.
Yeah. Oh, you're selling it for $8, or you're buying it for?
You buy it for about 8 plus.
Oh, that's expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why a lot of people now rather open cafes, because coffee margin
It's insane.
It's insane. Your cost per cup of coffee is probably $2.50, $3. You're selling it now with
13,
milk 13,
14,
15.
Yeah.
$15. So bars. But if you're a bar who sells, your ratio of sales, spirits are much higher than your beers, then you start seeing money lah. Because the margin for spirits are a lot higher than
spirits.
The margin for
Does it mean liquor in general?
liquors in general.
So
if you're selling liquors, spirits, regardless by the bottle, by the glass, or even just cocktails, your margins are definitely higher than if you sell beer. Beers are like a main, just for an attraction.
it's just a must-have at a.
It's just a must-have.
Is the license for liquor different than beer?
Same. You
Same
fall
one,
under the same liquor license.
Okay. So liquor is the big money maker.
Liquor is the moneymaker.
What about if you compare just alcohol in general, beer and liquor to the food?
Now, I give you a clear example.
Yeah.
You can sit there and drink a set of beer, which is, I don't know,
Few
5
jugs.
pints or 10 glasses,
Sure.
10
Oh
bottles,
dear.
whatever.
Yeah.
And pay maybe $100, let's say. All right?
But the margin?
Margins are not great lah.
Yeah.
But because you have incentives and all that, so it all adds up
Yes.
to something that's... How many chicken wings will you order?
While I'm through that sitting,
One.
or maybe
One plate lah.
yeah, one plate.
One plate lah.
Maybe two.
Maybe two if you got kaki lah.
Yeah.
But if you got kaki, I'll be selling easily maybe already 30, 40 beers. But still just 2 chicken wings. 2 plates of chicken wings.
Yeah.
So you see where I'm going with this? Isn't it?
Yeah,
That, someone can drink a whole lot more
Then they're gonna
than
eat.
he will eat.
Yeah. But liquor?
Liquor is the same. Huh?
Yeah. But
I spend a bottle, and especially here in Malaysia,
yeah.
where people are like, open bottle lah.
Yeah.
You know, outside it's like order by the glass. Here is open bottle. One bottle, your margins are probably $100 plus $200.
Yeah.
How many plates of chicken wings do you have to sell?
About 1 or 2 only.
You
yeah.
could only probably sell 1 or 2 lah.
Yeah.
But then in terms of margin, the margin for the plate of chicken wings maybe $6-7.
Yeah. So it really is like that for most. Like they say that if you're an F&B business, right? Let's say if you're doing dinner, if you don't have a liquor license, it's very tougher.
Tough, because if you don't have liquor license, you can only sell bottled beers.
Oh, you can actually sell bottled beers.
That's how the Tai Chow places, kopitiam.
Oh yeah.
How the uncles sit outside there, drink.
Yeah.
They can sell, huh?
Yeah. Oh, okay. No wonder. No, I mean, if they had liquor license, the people would be drinking liquor there already.
People are drinking liquor there already lah.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about the F&B business. Apparently, 90% of F&Bs will have to close down within 2 years or 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, moving forward with whatever rumors of recession that we are going to face, everybody's been talking about it. Some people have been feeling it. Some people have been feeling it in their heads. Some people are paranoid about it. So it's very mixed feelings how we are all sort of looking at this recession that's coming, right? So you just have to take it a step at a time. Then that's when you suddenly realize having an old school model of building loyal customers is a much safer bet than riding on trend business.
So what is the route you would take if you want to focus on building loyal customers?
I think the number one is familiarity is always key. To attaining loyal customers. You give them something that they need to be familiar with. But then at the same time you have your unique SKUs lah. Let's call it, right?
SKUs, what do you mean?
Your unique products that you sell.
Sure.
For us, for example, we wanted to our target audience was those who were in their late 20s to late 40s. Because why? These are the people who can spend the money. Not by trend. These are the people who can spend money.
Yep.
These are the people who have somehow made somewhere in corporate.
Yep.
These are the people who don't care about trends too much.
Yeah, that's very short-lived though.
Very short-lived.
Yeah.
Then that money will keep coming back. So we didn't set out to target those too young because the young follows trends.
They do. I think about bubble tea, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it became every row, let's say in Uptown, suddenly there's like 3, 4, 5 in one row.
Correct.
And then now look at it now. In Uptown there's probably one.
Correct.
Or I think there's two. The staple one, Tea Life, the old ones. Did you ever think about venturing into bubble tea?
No.
Never.
My dad raised me to always trends will not last.
When was this? I think 2000. Bubble tea was 2000. About 2013 or 12, 13.
Yeah,
It
correct.
started
12,
to go
13,
crazy.
14, 15 was like...
So you
a lot
knew
of
already
different
that
brands. Yeah, I mean, for me, I was never really into much trends. Yeah. Even food, going out to eat or to as a consumer, even.
Okay, as a consumer.
Yeah. So, and my dad always, drilled in me that, staple is longevity. Trends is short life. So we always took that route. Even with Hello, even with Makhan. So when we set up Makhan, it was Indian food. We didn't see that there were a lot of Indian people doing Indian food and booze at that point in time.
Oh, I never thought. Okay, yeah. Okay.
So we decided Indian food is comfort food.
Yep.
We love our Indian food. So
are you talking about local Indian food or the authentic ones in South Indian, all those?
We were talking about Northern Indian.
Northern India, yeah.
Our take on Northern Indian, okay, it's in Makhan. You've got these two Chinamen trying to cook Indian food, So that also gives sort of like a marketing spin on this restaurant and what it's about.
Yeah.
Got two Chinamen trying to cook Indian food. You know what I mean? And selling it to Indians.
Yeah.
So that sort of gave us a bit of a talk amongst the crowd.
Do you think like during the bubble tea boom, right? Those businesses were doing very good.
I think it's the same as your stock market, bro. If you're in early and the thing takes
right.
takes flight, you're lucky lah.
Yeah.
But if you come in late,
and
it's on the down flight, it's landing, then you're bad lah. Yeah, I mean it's essentially
it's like a pyramid scheme.
Gamble lah, for lack of a better way of putting it, because bubble tea isn't staple.
Yeah.
Bubble tea is a sweet drink sold to younger people who enjoy sweet stuff.
Yeah, some carbs overload.
Yeah, so that's just it. If you're in it early, you make your money lah.
Yeah, or if you make your money and you stay too long, then the money goes also.
And the money goes also.
Yeah. Did you by any chance pay any or invest in crypto?
Bro.
Yeah. Oh shit.
No, man.
Oh no.
No.
Great.
I mean, great. My friends convinced me a little bit, so I did open an account. I put like about $1,000 there just to navigate and see what's up with whatever.
And so you don't miss out also.
Ever since then, I think the $1,000 will become no more.
Yeah. I mean, did you hear about the very popular one, FTX? So FTX, one of the best doing cryptocurrencies, right? And then they found out that the person running it as SBF, right, Sam Bankman-Fried. Did you hear about that?
The recent one.
Yeah.
They cashed out like 750B or something like that.
Yeah. So what happened is, what that person was doing, because how do you reach such a high level? How do you be the most competitive cryptocurrency? They are getting big names, right? Very reputable billionaires to come and do promotions for them or put big money into their product. So what happened in the end was they found out that the dude that was running the FTX, right, his cryptocurrency, he was taking people's money and straight away investing it into other stocks, right? Which, of course, when you invest people's money, you tell them that you're not going to touch their money, right? And not only that, he was apparently they raided his house. His house was filled with a bunch of other... These people are from, what do you call that? The Silicon Valley, right? So tech geeks, they were all on drugs, speed, meth, all, and they were having orgies, right, among each other. So that made it even, I guess more. There are more headlines to it, because it's quite a crazy story. So one of the they have an audio interview, right, of people reaching out to SBF, the founder, when it was all crumbling, right? And it was funny because the dude was talking to the interviewer who was asking a lot of questions of what's happening, is the company going to go bust or what happened to people money? The dude was actually playing League of Legends while talking on the phone. So yeah.
Man, I mean, I'm glad I've never
went deep.
Any deeper than just merely the surface.
You had buddies that did though.
Yeah, I had, and it's.
I told you so.
No lah. I mean, part of it also is my, I think, ignorance towards this whole cryptocurrency and how it works.
Yeah.
I never really went into studying it or.
That's the first thing you have to do though, right? If you actually want to be deep in something, you have
to study it.
Yeah, if not, when you get the confidence to do it.
Correct.
But a lot of people actually, they don't do
follow
that.
friend, no?
Follow
friend, follow friend, no?
You don't want to miss out.
And then when the thing crash already, hey bro, what happened, bro? That time, bro also not answering phone.
Yeah.
Gone, bro.
Hey, just recently, my so you've been a victim of pyramid schemes before? Or maybe you ran one yourself?
No. I wish. No lah.
Any close encounters or what?
Well, the recent one was this. I won't name the thing lah.
Yeah,
but,
don't.
and it was also at this point where I'm looking at my finances.
Were you at the mama?
Well, we're at my restaurant actually. I was looking at my finances and I was thinking, damn, I've got 3 kids. I've got an ex-wife. The monthlies are quite strenuous lah.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no way I'm going to be able to save faster than appreciation of whatever. And there's no way lah.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, I have to find alternative ways to either investments or stuff like that. So my friend came and said, hey bro, there's this investment, quite good, no? It's paying out
200%, 300%?
Not 200%, nah, somewhere around
50%.
About 60%. Every 5 weeks. I'm like, oh, that's quite cool. So I went into it, did it for a couple of months, almost got my money back, and then suddenly this whole company took it sort of. So what I understood about it is, see, I'm so ignorant to this kind of shit, right?
Most people that fall for it, they don't understand the whole of it, right?
So
it's like that.
Apparently it became so big that they had to shift their currency instead of using to a cryptocurrency lah.
Yeah.
So when they made that switch, the value of
The whole
thing dropped by a quarter.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, it is still going down now.
Still going.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened to your money?
I mean, well, the money just shrank in value lah.
Yeah, okay.
It's still there. It's
Okay.
just the value is no longer what it used to be lah.
Yeah.
But the whole system still works.
Yeah.
The whole investment system still works. Like it pays you out every 5 weeks with the profits.
No,
and
that
whatnot. It's just
is-
the value is.
That is not the real scam, right? There are some that are. So my friend told me about this recently, right? So he had a friend that came over and started telling him about this. They're launching this app, right? So the guy shows him an app on the phone. I can't remember what details. Just an app, okay? App that they're saying that if you invest in this app, you can be some of the shareholders or whatever, and then you get a return. They're forecasting this much returns or how much, blah blah blah. So my friend was like, okay, think about it lah. Then friend follow up with him, say like, hey, so you interested now? If you're down, you come and meet me at my other buddy's place, and then we discuss. So he shows up at that friend's place, and then he sees a lot of familiar faces, mutual friends. Then he realized, these are all the greedy people. All the greedy people that are just like, oh fuck, these people, I know them. I just didn't expect to see them here. So they're there, then they're all talking about it, getting all hyped up and optimistic. the app is actually run by one of their friends' cousin. So after 2 weeks or what, like, what happened to the cousin? Oh, cannot call him anymore. Just cannot call anymore.
Gone chow lo
Ciao, yeah. So then I told my friends, like, maybe it's not the cousin, maybe it's the guy. The guy that asked you all to do it. He's the one. He can just blame it on his cousin. You know?
Yeah, this money game, no lah.
It happens.
I think for me, money is too hard earned.
Yes.
And you know, I guess it's different if my circumstance was different.
It's different when given the kind of situation you are in.
Correct.
You think differently.
You think differently. When you have 3 kids, you're a bit more careful with where you put your money because the kids are going to need the money whether you fuck up or not.
At the same time, you might also be a bit more desperate.
Correct.
So
you're absolutely right.
you're a gambling person, or just a leisure type.
Leisure. And I've never really had luck with gambling.
Same.
It's like, sure, lose one.
Yeah, I feel like, right, those people that you know that are into gambling, right, they've been into gambling for a long time, it's because their first 10 times playing, they probably
won so much, right?
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
For me was,
I've lost 8 out of 10.
I've lost 8 out, my first 10, I've lost 8 out of 10. So I could never catch on.
Yeah, correct. No lah. Chinese New Year we'll play lah.
Yeah.
My wife is,
Got good luck.
yeah man, like this last Chinese New Year, not last Chinese Year, 2 Chinese New Years before.
Yeah.
So it's just family gambling lah. $5 bro, blackjack.
Yeah. Oh dear.
You know what was her winnings in that one hand?
She went to in one hand.
One hand. $650.
How can you win 600 in one
From
hand?
$5, right?
Yeah, how?
We play if 15 burn ma.
Yeah.
Burn, then your bet doubles
you
up,
run
right?
basically.
You don't run.
Your
Bet doubles up.
Yeah, double you double.
So you double your bet, right? So I think she had like $5 to $10, $10 to $20.
Yeah.
She draw 15 twice. So it was already 3 times. So it's already $20 on her hand. Then her father was the dealer. Her father drew 15 3 times as well.
Your wife was the chonker, is it?
Her father.
Her father, okay.
So from $20 it became 40 become 80 to 160.
Yeah. How can add up to 600 though?
And then I remember the burn was until 320.
Oh, you just keep doubling.
Doubling?
Yeah, until
320, and then she won with blackjack.
Yeah, that's insane.
So you pay double, so it's 640.
You know when you play Ngao?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ngao is the one you've got what, times 7 multipliers?
Yeah.
So that one also, it goes very fast.
It goes very fast. Correct.
Yeah. But I'm the type, right? Let's say if I'm playing blackjack, right? I'll play $5, and then if I'm up 50, I have no patience for it. I'll just 50 lah. If I lose, I stop playing.
Oh,
and
really?
most of the time, I just lose. You know?
Then you'll be out of the game. Then no more fun, yeah.
Dude, even if I'm at the open house and I know that we are gonna be there for at least 2 more hours, I'm gonna be there, maybe drink a bit, eat a bit, right? I still rather be out of the game because it's too slow. I got no patience, man. I can't. Another thing, if this is what I feel okay. When it comes to poker, probably more so, right? Do you play poker?
Poker, no.
Yeah, so I don't play much as well. But then, if you don't have the balls to fight back once you're losing, most of the time you cannot win, because a lot of the people, they lose, right? They fight back, and then you win. Well, let's say if you're playing poker, right? You buy in $50, but then that's all you're gonna buy in.
Then you're sure to lose.
You're sure to lose.
The guy who wins at the end is the guy that doesn't have a bottom.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And you're competing with a lot of other people that don't have a bottom too. So whoever can go the longest.
Correct. Whoever goes the longest.
You need balls, dude.
You need balls. Same like this game, In Between. You play In Between?
Love
this. Love this stuff.
What's the Chinese name for In Between?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Tiang.
Yeah. Tiang. Yeah.
Tiang. It's not Chinese lah. Malay lah.
Yeah.
But, Tiang. So I love that game. You know, it's such a game that really tests your greed and tests your control over your greed for winnings. Right. At the end of the day, if the richest person on the table will never lose, because you can keep losing, but then you can also keep winning.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing with a bunch of people who are very well controlled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They take from you $100, $100, $100.
Yeah.
Instead of saying I want all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the patient.
The patience.
I was in Melbourne. You been to Melbourne?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a Crown Casino there, right? By the waterfront hotel with a casino inside. Crown Hotel with a casino. So I'm the type where if my a whole group of friends go, I would go and play a bit, $50, $100.
Slots.
Right? No. Slots is too slow.
Too slow.
And just and I think the requirements is you have to be an auntie, right, or something, right, to play that, the China auntie, right? Yes. So went there with my buddy. The whole time we're just going black white on the roulette table, playing black white. So at the end I lose the $50 that I came with. Then we were leaving the casino, and then my friend had $5 token. Then he said to me, he also lost the whole time. I think he lost 100 plus or whatever. Then he said, we 5 token, I give you a sponsor. Then I said, I put on my birthday, the roulette. So we won, right? So he's happy that, I won. We split it, I took 180, he took 180. So he's happy because he covered back. And then on the way back, going back to my apartment, he's like telling me, okay, listen up, we're gonna carry out this 10-day program. So we every day we go to the casino. $50 is what we play. If we win $50, we chow. If we lose $50, we chow also. So he's telling me like we just need to have good control and all. So I'm like, okay. So the next day he didn't call me. So I thought like, maybe the day after is busy and all. I didn't hear from him for 2 weeks or what. Then I met up with him 2 weeks later. He said like, bro,
I lost $5,000.
he's like next day I went to the next day I went to casino myself. I'm like, in my mind I was like, wow, you didn't even call me. But yeah, lucky I didn't go. But yeah, it's those type of stories. If you're an impulse kind of guy also, it's very dangerous, man.
It's very dangerous. Like once I almost lost quite a bit. Like
What game?
roulette.
Roulette.
So we're playing odds also lah. So, one of my dad's friends who also frequents Genting told us that, she found a certain way to play and guarantees her make her money and all that kind of crap.
They try to beat the system.
Yeah, correct. So it's like, when you see like, it come out, the
follow the
results
pattern,
were 7 times black already, then you buy the white. Or 7 times if it's even, you buy the odd.
Tried that, man.
Dude, what? I think that one hand, and every time you lose, you double up just to make back what you lost, right?
Yeah, so
it's so stupid, and I
very
ended
stupid.
up losing about $1,800 in just that 10 minutes, bro.
yeah. What? How much? 1,000. Yeah. Oh dear. Then you realize, shit, uncle also don't know everything actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's gamble, lah. There's
Yeah.
no way. There's no other way around it.
Okay. I think we're gonna wrap up soon. Oh yeah, dude. Tell me about I almost forgot to mention this. So you receive a award.
Yeah.
Asian Food Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that come about, man? This was in March, right?
How do you come about? They sent me an email saying to come. They want to present me with this award.
It's kind of also because of a longevity in the industry.
They never really gave you like, they just said most Asia's most influential chef, and there were some other people receivers for the award as well. But it was definitely an honor to receive an award after
a long time.
After a long time, to
Serving
be
in the
recognized.
industry. It is
and,
good.
And
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. It was definitely an honor, because I've been through Rencah Rasa in the past 13 years. I've been through a full cycle from loving it to feeling so frustrated with it, mundane, angry, and hated it, and back to loving it again.
That is kind of, you can almost say it's inevitable for many people who's
done
been
something for
the same thing.
Yeah, correct.
For a long time,
For a long time.
Yeah, you're gonna go through up and downs, and then you find ways to revitalize.
Correct. So it was nice to be recognized lah.
Of course.
it's definitely nice to be recognized.
Can I ask, there were definitely moments where you felt like leaving?
Yeah, for sure. The thing with working with big media
Yeah.
is that you're always replaceable, unless you're... Okay, I can't even say unless, because even TV3 has
There's
banned
no-
people like Chef One, has
Yeah,
banned
there's
people
no
like Aaron
unless,
Aziz.
actually.
There's no exception, right?
But why did they ban Chef One? I'm not aware of it.
I cannot remember, but
Okay.
it was at a point where I was trying to fight for what I believe was rightfully mine, and then I had some good producers around me. I said, Sherson, I know where you're coming from. I know that this is generally the way things are supposed to be, like in terms of royalties. They sell your content to AFC, they sell content overseas, but you don't get anything for it.
Yeah.
And you want to be able to change that. You want to be able to, in new contract signed, you want to be able to change that to get at least something, because it's your work.
Yep.
But it was just a culture, that it's not done. So, at some point I wanted to, of course, say, screw you all.
Yeah.
You're not appreciating for the work that I've been doing, and I wanted to leave, but then something in me just said, be patient. Be patient.
You managed to negotiate?
Nah, even until now, it's still the same thing. But the one thing I saw a new light in the show as to, what changed was I started appreciating the fact that I had a platform to stand on, to share what I like sharing with people. And I was more so grateful for that, that I was still able to do that. And then, and then I just take all the learnings like that I've had in the past 13 years to put it into, producing our own content on YouTube now. And
your Sherson Lian channel, do they have royalties over that, or is that is your own?
That's...
So you had to outsource your own content, what do you call that, like assistants and all those?
Yeah, here's the funny thing. I started the channel right before MCO hit.
Yep.
We had a crew.
That was a great timing, actually.
Yeah. We had a crew
Very great timing.
that I worked with. They did the show for us. It was doing good. Then MCO came, and then the crew couldn't shoot.
Yeah.
So in the heat of MCO, I was filming myself in the kitchen.
Yep. Editing yourself
with the phone first, and editing myself with the phone, and putting up content.
Yeah, then you realize how much time it takes.
Oh man, I would tell my wife, I'm making this for lunch, okay? End up eating for dinner, bro. And it's just to cook one dish, because I'm in the kitchen, I'm cooking the dish, I'm prepping the dish, I'm prepping the camera, I'm setting it up, and I didn't have equipments like tripods and stands. I was putting my phone on like Tupperwares and like, on top.
We started out like that as well.
Yeah, stacks and stuff like that, and so, and then having to talk to the camera about what I'm doing, and then go back and look if the angle is right.
Yeah, so much easier when you have a whole crew.
Correct. It was tiresome, and then moved on to buying a camera, buying a couple of lights. Yeah, so I got some entry level cameras, got the mic, and then bought a new laptop
to edit.
Because my old laptop cannot. And then not knowing how to work with a professional editing software.
Yes.
And
Premiere Pro, is it?
Yeah, Premiere Pro.
Yeah, I use that too.
Literally looking at it and like
on YouTube, how to do all this.
How do I go into full screen? Shit. Pause. How to go full screen on?
Yeah, I did all of that.
Watch 5 minutes. Oh, so that's how you do it. Click the thing. Oh my god.
And how to cut? how to edit or how to.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I did all that.
It's
Also, man.
it's wow. Well, it's a good learning experience.
It is. You kind of understand those
the
people that are
process,
helping you out
yeah,
now. You
yeah.
understand that it is a full-time thing.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
I do all of the editing, everything
On your own.
myself. Yeah, so it's really so much, man.
Yeah, so much hours goes into the post production of a simple 1 hour content.
You know, like for example, the reels that I
Yeah.
do, right? Let's say if it's a 1 minute, I don't know if you've seen any reel, but then it's like 1 minute plus, right? The reel, it can take me 4 hours, man.
I totally know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
4 hours,
Yeah.
and I try to do at least 5 a week. So I need to do like last week I did 7, right? So my friends always tell me like, why you so busy doing what? I just tell them edit, then they laugh like, haha, don't tell me edit whole day. Like yes, really.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
definitely. Correct.
Yeah, it's a lot of time, very time consuming.
Very time consuming.
Okay. I think we're gonna wrap up. Guess how long we've been doing? Yeah,
Wow, 2 hours, huh?
2 hours. Okay, so I like to end with this question now.
Yeah.
Been doing this for the last couple of guests. I'm gonna make a compilation. Do a nice reel. So, advice to Sherson Lian, 18 years old. Sherson.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd say it's hard.
Too many.
It's hard because I've got kids. And I've got kids with my ex-wife and I've got kids with my current wife. So I can't exactly go back and say I would have done that differently. Because that would have resulted in me not having my firstborn.
Yeah, and you would never
Or
want that.
not having either one of my kids. So you know what I mean? It's not like I've got no kids I can go back and say do this differently. It's a question. Well, if I would...
How old were you in your first marriage?
2015.
Okay. So they're still fairly young.
Yeah, still fairly young. If I have one advice, I would say, save money.
18-year-old Sherson.
Yeah. Be wise with your money. Yeah. Chiong mo. Yeah. Chiong mo.
Hustle.
Hustle more. Right.
Okay.
You be wise with your money and hustle more.
Advice to...
Other 18-year-olds.
No. Advice to perhaps fans of Rencah, Rasa, people who are inspired to be a chef, young kids, advice.
Advice on people wanting to cook. I think just cook. Don't be intimidated by anything. Don't be intimidated by the fear of making mistakes. Don't be intimidated by what you see on Instagram. A lot of it is meant to look a certain way. Don't be fooled by it. I think if cooking is something that you want to do, I've always believed that anyone can cook, so long as you put your heart to it and learn from every success. Whys, always understand the whys and learn from every failures. Just do that. Cooking is something that can be therapeutic for some, and it's definitely nourishing, not just for the body but also for the soul. When you cook for someone, it's an act of love, it's an act of giving, it's an act of feeding someone. That doesn't just nourish the body of the receiver, but it also nourish the person that gives.
Okay. I tell you, man, I look at your reels and all, right? The food looks amazing, dude. It looks so beautiful, dude. And this is my take on food videos, right? I never watch food videos. The reason why is because I would only watch food videos if I'm going for dinner within an hour.
Right.
Other than that, I'm not...
So you sort of work out your appetite, is it?
Not work out. It's kind of deciding where and working out your appetite, right?
Yeah.
Deciding what you want to have and working out your appetite.
Yeah.
Other than that, right, I find it so... Especially, let's say if I'm looking at your content, right? This is just for me. I find it very, what's that word?
Annoying.
Potong steam.
Potong steam.
Because you cannot get, it's not annoying. It's just, how? What am I going to do? I'm not going to cook that now. You know what I mean? So I feel like, that's the best way to put it. Like, I can't have it right now. So I'd rather not tempt myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife's the complete opposite. Like, she loves watching all these food videos, right?
I cannot because I need to eat it. What, you can relate also?
For me, I relate very differently because I'm always looking at the quality of content. I'm always looking at how food is being cooked, how it's different and all that. So I look at it from a very different set of eyes. But yeah, my wife loves this kind of stuff, man.
Some people do, man.
She'll look at it. She sometimes she'll be window shopping on Grab, bro.
Grab food, you mean?
Yeah.
Like she's just
window shopping, bro.
So she's not planning to eat.
She's not planning to eat.
Oh, I can't
she's just lying on the couch, on her phone. I'm like, what are you doing on your phone? I'm just looking at food.
Planning.
I'm like, are you hungry? You want to order something? No. I'm like, what? So bizarre, but
it is bizarre, man. Not many people do that, dude.
She does it, lah.
I've met people.
One of her quirks.
Yeah, I've met people that do that, man.
Yeah.
They will look at food videos and we're not eating anytime soon.
Yeah.
It's food porn.
Food porn.
They're kind of mentally eating, actually.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, but for me, it's just doesn't cut it, lah. It doesn't do the trick. Okay, guys, so this is all for this episode. We've got Sherson Lian, TV chef, TV host.
Yeah, guys.
Been in the industry since 2010. Rencah, Rasa.
Rasa. Family Kitchen with Sherson on AFC. Great Dinners of the World on AFC. Yeah. Current contents are on Sherson Lian TV on YouTube, so go check that out.
Sherson Lian on IG.
Sherson Lian on IG. Yes.
Yep. And guys, if you watch up to this point, it's been 2 hours.
If you watch up to this point, I salute you.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Off.
Same. Every time I have to salute them. So 2 hours of your life invested. It would be great if you guys, and I don't think it would take much from you guys since you already invested 2 hours. Hit the like button, subscribe button, leave a comment. What you thought about this episode? Who you want to see on next as a guest? Suggestions. I'm always up for suggestions. Try my best to reply everyone in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Give it up for Sherson Lian.
Ciao. Peace out.
Missing my homies, I'm missing my oldies, my brothers, my cronies. We all went to court, but before only courts that we knew were the ones where we were shooting three, selling Kobe. To a legend, rest in peace to the old me, rest in peace to my brothers, rest in peace to my whole team. The oldest, I'm missing my shawty.